In the NASCAR Xfinity series over 40 years in the sport, there have been many numbers come and go. On any given weekend, you will see 36 to 38 unique numbers on the track, and each of those numbers has a story to tell. Hi, I'm your host Matt, and this is NASCAR Number History presented by Dogleg Media. In this series, we look to tell the stories of each of those numbers. Who first ran the number, who first won with the number, the driver who visited victory lane the most, and every other driver to grab a trophy in the number. We also mention suggestions provided by you, the viewer. We go in numerical order, and today we look at numbers 35 through 39. If you missed numbers 0 through 34, the Xfinity Series Number History playlist will be linked below. The Cup Series Number History playlist will be linked below as well. Be sure to check it out after this one. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It helps a ton, and I definitely appreciate it. But with that intro out of the way, let's dive into some more NASCAR number history. We start this video off with a winless number. This stretch of numbers wasn't very successful in the Cup Series. Will the Xfinity Series suffer the same fate? Let's dive into the 35. The 35 has 0 total wins, and it's competed in 477 races. It has 6 top 5s, and it's led 137 laps. The first to pilot the number in the Xfinity Series would be Big Bill Venturini. The incredibly successful ARCA driver and team owner would first take the 35 to the track in the series' first race at Daytona in 1982. He would finish 13th in the 35's debut and would make 3 total starts with it. While he never won in the Xfinity Series, he was successful in the ARCA Series. He would win 12 times and claim 2 championships during his time as a driver. As an owner, he has been even more successful, with 77 total wins and 3 championships. As a matter of fact, they are the reigning ARCA Series champions, with Jesse Love winning the title for the team in 2023. And with the number never having a win, we look to the best finish the number has ever had. It came close to victory, with Doug Heveron finishing second at Nazareth in 1995. Doug would make 24 starts in the 35, all coming in 1995 driving for Laughlin Racing. He also leads all drivers of the number in laps led with 69. Nice. And since this one is winless, it's going to be a short one. Let's move to honorable mentions. NASCAR Hot Wheels, Obungus, Titan, Divine, Michael, and NASCAR Steve all mentioned Shauna Robinson. She would attempt to run a near full 1993 campaign with Laughlin Racing. And Michael mentioned the Polaroid car. And yeah, this thing is nice. Great mention, y'all. And on to the current driver, or should I say drivers. The 35 is currently ran by Emmerling Gase Motorsports. The team is owned by Joey Gase and modified driver Patrick Emmerling. Both team owners made select starts for the team in the 35 during the 2023 season. 10 different drivers would pilot the number during that time, with CJ McLaughlin, Parker Chase, David Starr, Alex Labey, Stanton Barrett, BJ McLeod, Alex Gwinnett, and Chris Hacker joining the team owners behind the wheel. The team would attempt to qualify for each race in the 2023 season, but it failed to qualify twice. There is no news on who will pilot the 35 next season, but I would assume it is another multi-driver setup. On to the next one. And hey, unlike its Cup Series counterpart, the Xfinity Series 36 has visited victory lane. Here is the 36. The 36 has 8 total wins with 5 different drivers. It's competed in 682 total races with a 1.2 win percentage. The first to drive the 36 in the Xfinity Series would be Tommy Ellis. He would run it for the first time in 1982 at Bristol. He would finish 3rd in that one, a very respectable finish. Ellis would only make 3 starts with the number, posting 2 top 5s. He had some great runs in it, but came up short of victory lane. Ellis is a 22-time winner in the Xfinity Series, and is the 1988 Series champion. However, he did that with a number that's still to be discussed. Who can tell me what number that was down below? The first to win was a special moment for the driver. Butch Lindley would first take the 36 to victory lane at Greenville Pickens in 1983. This was a special win for Lindley for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it would be his final career victory, winning a total of 6 times. More importantly though, it was his hometown track. Lindley was born in Greenville and won multiple track championships there as he rose through the ranks. He would start on the pole and win the race, leading all 200 laps. Talk about a dominant performance. If there was anyone in the field that day who knew that track inside and out, it was Lindley. We move to the driver with the most wins, and he hails from one of racing's elite families. Kenny Wallace leads all drivers of the 36 with 3 total wins. He would run the number for his brother's Rusty Wallace racing team from 1989 until 1992. During that time, he would record a career-best points finish of 2nd in 1991. And I never knew that Bobby Labonte won an Xfinity Series title until doing research for this video. But he would be the driver to beat Wallace for the 1991 throne. We will hear more about that championship in the next installment though. We now get to the list of other winners, and there are a couple to mention before the last to start. Starting with Tim Fedewa. Tim is the current spotter for Ryan Blaney in the Cup Series after serving as Kevin Harvick's spotter previously. He would grab his lone win with the number in 2000 at New Hampshire. He would win 4 times in the Xfinity Series, and this isn't the last time we will hear of him. Then we have Todd Bodine. He would make 30 starts in the number, with his lone win coming in 1997 at Fontana. 1997 would see Bodine's best Xfinity Series points finish, finishing runner-up. On to the last to win, and it has been over 20 years since this one has seen Victory Lane. Hank Parker Jr. would last take the number to Victory Lane in 2002 at Pikes Peak. He would win twice in his career, both coming with the 36. His first career win would come at Fontana in 2001. And we move to honorable mentions for the 36. Young Money, Fox Ninja, Kendall, Obungus, Divine, Joshua Marshall, Impact, and Jordan Van Western all mentioned Ryan Blaney. He would make his very first Xfinity Series start in 2012 for Tommy Baldwin Racing at Richmond. I remember watching one of his first races at Kentucky that same season, and little did I know that I would be watching a future Cup champion. Also, much love sent to Tommy Baldwin for getting the news that he is now cancer-free. That's a blessing. And now we arrive at the last to drive. The 36 made 4 starts in 2023 with 3 different drivers. The last start for the number came with DGM Racing at the Indy Road Course with Josh Bilicki behind the wheel. It was ran for the full schedule in 2022, with Alex Labbe as the driver for the majority of that season. With an over 20-year hiatus from Victory Lane, it doesn't seem likely that we will see that change anytime soon. On to the 37. And sure, this one isn't winless, but it hasn't seen a whole lot of success either. Here is the 37. The 37 has 4 total wins with 2 different drivers. It's competed in 383 total races with a 1% win percentage. The first to drive the 37 would be Delma Cowart. There really isn't much to say for this one. Delma would make 1 Xfinity Series start in his career. He would drive the number 37 Chevy for Hayward Grooms in the first ever Xfinity Series race at Daytona in 1982. He would finish P17 in this one. He would make 21 Cup Series starts as well, with a best finish of 17th. And we go to the first to win, and it would be Jeff Purvis first taking the number to Victory Lane in 2002 at Texas. He would only make 12 starts with the number, all coming with Bruco Motorsports in 2002. This would be the 4th and final win of Purvis's career. And the last to win is also the driver with the most wins. It's David Green. A Kentucky boy leads all drivers of the 37, with all 3 of his wins coming during the 2003 season for Bruco. He would win at Nashville, New Hampshire, and finally Kansas that season. This would bring Green a runner-up points finish that season, losing to Brian Vickers by a mere 14 points. And now we move to honorable mentions. Casey Berg, Jordan, Impact, and Obungus mentioned Greg Biffle. The Biff would make 12 starts for Bruco Motorsports between 2007 and 2008. He would record 5 top 10s in that time, which isn't a win, but is pretty solid. Great mention. And finally, our last to drive has a familiar last name. It's another Kentucky boy and brother to David Green, Jeff Green. The 2000 Series champion would make 1 lone start with a number in 2018 at Homestead driving for RSS Racing. He wouldn't fare very well, finishing 39th in this attempt. We have another number in this stretch with an over 20-year-long winless drought. And with it not seeing the track in over half a decade, it doesn't appear that that is going to change anytime soon. On to the penultimate number for this one. And man, this stretch in the Xfinity Series is just as sad as the Cup Series side. Let's get into the 38. The 38 has 4 total wins with 3 different drivers. It's competed in 718 total races with a 0.6 win percentage. The first to drive the 38 would be Gary Potter. With a name so close to a certain Gryffindor hero, his time in the 38 was anything but magical. He would first take the number to the track in 1983 at Dover. He would finish 17th in this attempt. He would only make 2 starts with it, and didn't fare much better in the second start. He only made 5 total career starts, so shocker, there's no photos. Our first to win is a familiar name in the sport, but maybe not for his time as a driver. The now vice president of competition, Elton Sawyer, would first take the 38 to victory lane in 1994 at Myrtle Beach. He would run the number for Aikens Motorsports from 1993 until 1998, with this being his lone win with the number. He would win a second race in his career, but we will have to wait a while before we talk about that one. And on to the winningest driver with the number, and it's the only guy with multiple wins, Washington's own Casey Kane. Kane would get the first 2 wins of his Xfinity Series career in the Aikens 38 ride. His first win would come in 2003 at Homestead, and his last with it would come in 2005 at Texas. Kane had a super solid 2003 campaign as a rookie, where he would finish 7th in the standings. This would propel him to the Cup Series in 2004, where he would win the Rookie of the Year award that season. And we moved to our last to win, and this was a heavily requested honorable mention. Jason Leffler would be the last to pilot the 38 to victory lane in the Xfinity Series, with his win at IRP in 2007. Leffler would tragically die in a sprint car crash at Bridgeport Speedway in 2013. I remember the Cup drivers placed decals on their cars in honor of Leffler. Denny Hamlin even had his car rewrapped to match Leffler's FedEx scheme that he would run in 2005. And now we move to honorable mentions. NASCAR Fan 05 and SkyTay had a great mention. They mentioned Darren Dilley, who made his one and only Xfinity Series start in 2022 at Portland for RSS Racing. What's incredible about this is that Dilley is a physical education teacher full-time. This reminds me of the backup goalies in the NHL, where you could have a totally random person pop in to save a game like what happened with the Blackhawks not too long ago. This is a great mention, and I definitely learned something with this one. Great job, guys. And we move to the last to drive the 38. It is currently running with RSS Racing with a driver rotation. Kyle Sieg would run the season-ending race at Phoenix, but Joe Graff Jr. would make the majority of starts with the number in 2023. I understand funding is the biggest part of this sport, but man, I hate to see driver rotations. I wish every car would have a dedicated driver, but then again, I'm not the guy paying the tire bill. And we close this one out with the 39. One driver is responsible for 66% of the number's wins, so let's get right into it. Here is the 39. It has 9 total wins with 3 different drivers. It's competed in 554 total races with a 1.6 win percentage. And we were so close to having a first start, first win situation for this one, but we missed it by 1 race. The first to drive the 39 would be John Cleek. The Kingsport, Tennessee native would first run the number at Charlotte in 1982. He would retire early with transmission issues, finishing 24th. He only made 2 career starts, so again, no pictures of Mr. Cleek either. The first win for the 39 would come 20 days after its first ever start. John Settlemeyer would win at Hickory in 1982 for the number's first career victory. He would only ever make 2 starts with the number, and he would only lead 1 lap with it, being the only one that mattered. And to the winningest we go for the final time today, and it's none other than Rocket Man Ryan Newman. I remember him running, and even winning in the 39, but what I didn't realize is just how dominant he was with it. He won 6 times with the number, all coming in 2005 for Penske. 6 wins in a single season is impressive by itself, and when you realize that he only made 9 starts in 2005, it makes that number even crazier. I think it's really cool that this number would follow him to Stewart-Haas Racing when he would join Tony Stewart as teammates in the team's first season after the merger. And Penske wouldn't stop winning with the 39 in 2005, as they would grab 2 more wins with their new driver, Kurt Busch, in 2006. Busch is the last to visit victory lane with the number, winning at Watkins Glen that summer. He would win twice with the number, both in 2006 in just 7 starts, with his first win coming at Texas that season. And we go to honorable mentions for the last time in this one. National Guard 5 and Obungus mentioned Sam Hornish Jr. Cornish would be one of the drivers of the Penske 39 in 2006. He would make his first 2 Xfinity Series starts with the number, but he had less than ideal finishes of 36th and 43rd. Yikes. And we have reached the end of this one with the current driver of the 39. It is ran by Ryan Sieg at RSS Racing. He has been the primary driver of the 39 since 2013, which is honestly a lot longer than I remember him driving it. He hasn't found victory lane yet, but he has come close with runner-up finishes at Iowa in 2017 and Talladega in 2020. I could honestly see him getting a win at a super speedway somewhere, but time will tell. Let me know if you think he can break the near 20-year drought down below. And that'll do it for numbers 35 through 39. That was a rough set of 10. Will the 40s have more success to see? As always, I'm prone to forgetting drivers. Let me know who I may have missed for this one down below. We will be back next time with numbers 40 through 44, so be sure to let me know your honorable mentions for that one down below. If you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. It helps a ton and I definitely appreciate it. And did you know that 71% of my viewers aren't subscribed, but they are returning viewers? If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? And as always, thanks to the Dogleg team for everything that you do. Y'all make the channel and the community a much better place. Thanks Darksy, Dice, Nino, Chili, Elite, and The Gamer. You guys are awesome. Be sure to check out the community tab of the channel. We do cool little giveaways like autographed merchandise and diecasts, as well as do updates and polls for the channel. You don't want to miss it. And we also have a Discord server. Find the invite in the About section of the channel or in the description below. And come join us over there for even more fun and learning. We share our silly season picks, our merch collections, race reactions, play games, and so much more. It's a ton of fun. We'd love to have you. But that'll do it for us here at Dogleg Media. I'm Matt, your host, and you've been watching NASCAR Number History. I'll see you next time.